Good morning, everybody. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you for this today's SME Manufacturers and Exporters Summit at vibrant Pune. We can say, it's a hub of the manufacturing and exports. And as we see, Pune is now given a much importance for the manufacturing exports domestically and internationally. So, as an SME Chamber of India, we do a lot of activities for the manufacturers and exporters. This is our 30th year, 3 decades. We have started this association and giving a thrust for the development of the MSME sector. Friends, as you all aware, MSMEs are the contributor for the economic growth as well as is to the manufacturing, innovation, technology. They are the biggest contributor for the employment generation and GDP. As we see our Prime Minister Modi's vision to make India as a manufacturing hub. So taking this ahead, we are arranging these kind of events in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. If you will see, any manufacturer, there are the main requirement is finance. Finance के सिवा कुछ होता नहीं है. And that is also timely financing and adequate financing. So we have a major player from this industry, from the banking sector, that Bank of Baroda and Bank of India, as well as we have here the fintech company, Billmart. They are basically into taking care for your bill discounting into the domestic level. So their presentation and interaction will be very much useful for you. Earlier, we used to discount the export bills. Now that is available for the domestically also. So you can have your questions to him. Likewise, we are talking on the HR. Likewise, ORB Energy is giving you the presentation on powering Indian enterprises. Tally is again our partner for your growth. And of course, big thanks to Dhruva Bhattacharya ji and Bank of India for encouraging us to reaching out to the tier 2, tier 3 cities with the manufacturers and exporters to understand their requirements, their toothing issues and solving them. This is a great initiative to work with these kind of financial institutions, those who are into the public sector, but now they are competing to the, we can say, private banks also. And friends, this is some kind of a positive note. Yeah, banks are very aggressive to lend you, subject to the viability of the proposal as well as the understanding the requirements of the customers. And let's take it ahead. I will not take much time from you. So give a big round of applause again to Dhruva ji, then Amit ji, Nitin Agarwal, Ashok Mittal ji. And we'll make this very interactive session rather than some sort of making big presentations. So if you have any queries, relative queries, please free to ask your questions and raise your issues so they can address the issues and we will try to solve. If anything remains, do write to us, to the chamber. We are taking these issues ahead with the Finance Ministry, MSME Ministry, banking industry, as well as to the policy makers. So thank you very much for joining us today. And again, I'm welcome all of you and I'll request Dhruvashi ji, to present his views. Nitin Agarwal is here. Please welcome Nitin ji. Give a big round of applause to Nitin. He is a regional head, Central Region for L&T Sufin. L&T Sufin is again a platform of L&T. It's an industrial B2B trade through the digital market. Nitin will explain in his presentation. I request Sakshi Kulkarni to give a bouquet to our sponsor, SBI General, Mr. Mahendra Samantre. Please come ahead, Mahendra ji. Very big thanks to SBI General. They are also part of our journey and supporting SMEs into the general insurance products. Their stall is here. You can go and meet them. They are working hand on hand with the financial institutions and the SME sector. And I'll request Sakshi to give a bouquet to Nitin ji. Thank you, Nitin. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I will take it.
So, Dhruvashi ji, welcome to you and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maheshi. Very good morning to everyone. Respected co-panelists on the dais and my dear customers. So I was a little pleasantly surprised to see in this hour, it's a working day, and before it was 10, in fact around 9:30, we have such a massive gathering that shows the zeal in all of you. And I must actually say a big thanks to the SME Chambers, which has organized this meeting in a manufacturing hub of Pune. Chinchwad is a sub-district which talks a lot about the manufacturing activities going on. So welcome all of you. Now, the time which I have been given is probably 10 to 15 minutes, and let me see if I can wrap up in that. To give a perspective about the MSME business in India, and I need not say how important the MSME is in today's Indian economy, including the global economy. As India is racing to become a developed nation from a developing nation, विकसित भारत से विकासशील भारत से विकसित भारत बनने की जो यात्रा है, you all are a participant in that. It is all because of your contribution. 6.2 crore MSMEs which are there in the country today, as we speak, are all responsible for whatever we have achieved today. I'll just give a small math to make you understand how MSMEs are important. To become a global economy, number 3 economy after US and China, if India has to become a developed nation, it has to, there are 22 years left. Now, how does MSMEs help in that? See, currently you see there are 30% of the GDP is contributed by the MSMEs. Now, simple math is that if this has to double, because there is an availability, there is a concept of credit gap which says that India has close to 65 trillion is the requirement which needs to be fulfilled for the MSMEs. And as per the published data of RBI, it is only 28 trillion which has been provided. So the outstanding of the exposure is only up to 28 trillion. Some of the other bureaus, and they also mentioned it was 32 trillion. But let us take RBI's figure as, because they are regulated entities. So if we go by that figure, it is 28 trillion. Agar मैं 30 trillion ही मान लेता हूँ, there is a clear gap of 35 trillion which is left. That also means that should you cover this gap, the contribution of the MSMEs to India's GDP will straight away double to 60%. And the moment you become 50+%, if MSMEs start contributing to the economy of that nation becomes a developed nation. You take the case of China, you take US, Germany, Japan, you look at the contribution of the MSMEs there. So we are actually scratching the surface, ladies and gentlemen. We must join hands together. Now, there are various reasons why this credit gap is not been able to fulfill. ये gap हम क्यों नहीं fill कर पा रहे हैं? So some of you may rise up to the occasion and say that the banks which are not providing. I absolutely agree with you. अगर आपको 100 रुपए की आवश्यकता है, आपको अगर केवल 45 रुपए या 50 रुपए मुहैया कराया जाए, तो बाकी 50 रुपए देगा कौन? Then you resort to unsecured lending, or you taper down your requests, your requirements, etc. But you need to also understand, if a bank has to support you, so we, as a public sector bank, if you see a Bank of Baroda or a Bank of India or a State Bank of India, what do we lend? We lend the money which I collect from you. We are the custodian of public money. So therefore, we have to be very, very cautious before lending it to anyone. So हम क्या करते हैं? We definitely have built up policies, we have built up guardrails, which protects your investment in the bank. It's not that we do not want, we do not have, so our appetite is insatiable, I can tell you. If you talk about Bank of Baroda, we are at 27 trillion, balance sheet size bank, number 2 after State Bank of India. In every financial parameter, in every key ratio, you pick out the balance sheet of any quarter in the last 12 quarters, you will find that we have always surpassed the previous quarter. तो अभी सालुंकी जी जैसे बता रहे थे कि you talk of the private banks. Let me give you a small figure. Last financial year, it is the combined lending of the public sector banks outpaced the private sector banks. I don't know how many of you are aware of that. पिछले वित्त वर्ष में सरकारी बैंकों ने जो पूंजी निवेश किया है, जो वित्त पोषण किया है, it has been higher than combined by the NBFCs and the private banks. Now that clearly shows the path which we are treading. We want to help the MSME. And let me also give another figure. Across all financial institutions, the MSMEs, the financing to the MSMEs was higher than the retail. This also means the indication from the government is very clear. Support the MSMEs, because the decade which we talk of, this decade and the next decade, is the next big retail for the MSMEs. India में अगर कुछ अगला बड़ा retail होने वाला है, वो है MSMEs. Look at the initiatives. I hope all of you would have gone through what the Honorable FM in her budget speech had said. She has named SMEs 5 times in her speech. आप YouTube में जाके देखिए और सुनिए, 5 बार उन्होंने उल्लेख किया है SMEs का. वो उल्लेख क्यों किया है? Because she also believes, the government, the ministry, the prime minister, everyone believes that this is the segment which needs to be supported. And look at the steps the government has taken. Today, the CGTMSE coverage, the guarantee coverage, which used to be at 2 crores, was raised to 5 crores, or has doubled to 10 crores. The whole definition, revised definition of the micro, small and MSMEs, the turnover has been doubled. 10 crore तक का आपका CGTMSE coverage है. For 2 specific sectors, it has gone to 20 crores. For the startups and the good run exporters, it is 20 crores. और अगर आप manufacturers की बात करें, there is a brilliant scheme which has come up, which is called the Mutual Credit Guarantee Scheme. That is purely aimed at growing the manufacturing GDP. Mutual Credit Guarantee Scheme में आपको 100 crore तक के project में you got a 60% coverage from the NCGTC. Now these kind of steps, what do they do? अगर government अपना credit, see, CGTMSE coverage is a sovereign guarantee. अगर आपने सरकार ने अगर आपको guarantee दे रही है, which means the government believes they have the confidence in you. And today the ministry is chasing us that you please raise your credit. You must lend. This is the first time, and I'm sure my friend from Bank of Baroda, Bank of India will also agree, that ministry has set a target for us. Forget about our annual business plan. It is the ministry which says, no, you have to grow at a 20+%, because if India has to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047, India must grow at a double-digit GDP. अगर double-digit GDP तभी आप attain कर पाएंगे अगर आपका 20% MSME growth होगा. 6.5-7% का आज की तारीख में आपका GDP growth हो रहा है. That's the growth which we are having in GDP. And MSMEs are going at a 13 to 14%. That's the MSMEs growth, credit growth. It is just a double. आपका ballpark है, अगर इंडिया को 10% GDP करना है तो credit growth in MSMEs has to be 20%. Otherwise, it will not happen. So, दोस्तों, I will not take much time. This time is for you, and thank you SME Chambers for allowing this forum for us to voice our opinion. We have every kind of product available under the sky for you guys, starting from a startup to a mature organization, from a micro to a medium. Today, there is an expanded definition of MSMEs. Up to 500 crores falls under MSME. So the mid corporates are also वो भी सम्मिलित हो गए हमारे में. We have got plenty of guarantee schemes available. Every bank has come with digital products. So there are products and the services are at galore. You have to pick and choose the bank. You have to pick and choose the service. Pricing, you have seen the RBI has dropping the rate by 1% in 3 monetary policies. So I'm saying everything is favorable right now. Yes, there are some external headwinds. I understand because of war situation going on, because of one person who is acting a bit cranky. Let us forget that. We are a self-sustainable economy. Let us not purely depend on what US is saying or what US is doing or imposing on us. It is very much sustainable to maintain a growth of 20% credit in MSME. It is very much possible to grow at a 9-10% GDP year on year. So please come forward. This forum is yours. Please ask as many questions as you have. We may not have a solution right away, but we'll get back to you. And we have from the Bank of Baroda team, we have our DGM here. We have a host of team. There is a kiosk outside. Please drop your card. Should you feel that anything is required from our side, we need to reach out. There's a great outreach program. And MSME, institutions like, organizations like SME Chambers of Commerce, they are only facilitating. They're enabling us to bring, 100 customers under one roof to discuss with the banks. Before I sign off, one request I want to have. You may talk a lot about the private sector banks. They are doing this. You may talk about multinational banks. You see what has happened to the multinational banks in India today. They're almost gone. In the best and the worst times of yours, if anyone will stand there by you, it will be the public sector bank. तो आपको कभी भी ये जरूर लग सकता है कि ये स्लो है, इनके पॉलिसीज थोड़े स्ट्रिंजेंट हैं, they're not very presentable. Possible. We are not a glamorous bank. But for the last 118 years, this bank, your bank, Bank of Baroda, has not even stopped lending for 118 seconds. That's the powerhouse which we bring for you. So ladies and gentlemen, please always bear one thing in mind. You may try out any financial, any NBFC, any financial institution, but always अपने झोली में, अपने consortium में एक public sector bank जरूर रखिएगा. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. I look forward to more and more interactions with you. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
So I will not invite Amit Kumarji from Bank of India for his presentation and what are the strategies and initiatives of Bank of India for the manufacturers and exporters for their growth. Over to you, sir.
So it was a very nice presentation by our fellow colleague from Bank of Baroda. Wonderful. Whatever he said, it's a truth. And if India wants to be a Vikasit Bharat by 2047, then definitely these MSMEs have to grow at a 20% or more. Then only India can become a Vikasit Bharat. And as far as data regarding MSME percentage to GDP, it is almost 40%. And correctly said by him, 6.25 crores MSME units. But most important factor is they employ almost 12 crore to 15 crore people from India. So largest job generation is from the MSME sector. So if you see now government jobs are drying up. So if Indian youth, which we have a population, we are growing actually, Indian youth needs jobs. So where they can get this work actually? Only MSME segment, they can generate the job opportunities for our youth. And this is the capital. Youth is the capital. India is the country which has got youngest population. If that India has to grow and that youngest population has to get their work and job, then definitely this MSME segment which has to grow and provide them with the job opportunities. Our Prime Minister, he knows the fact that they cannot provide job to such a huge population. So they are focusing everyone, you become an entrepreneur and whatever facilities are required, they are ready to provide. They are enabling the banks to provide that facilities actually. So this is the role. And as far as Bank of India is concerned, let me tell you, of late, Bank of India has started almost 50 ECCBs. That is funding about 25 crores and above limits. So this phenomena is of recent. This has started this year only. So Bank of India is emphasizing big on these MSMEs and startups actually, so that Indian economy can be propelled. Also, I'll let you know that MSME centers, that is business centers, which are catering up to 25 crores, that has almost doubled from 65 to 130 in last 1 year. So Bank of India is committed to help government, whatever government is focusing for MSME segment, Bank of India is very much committed. So we are also working on that. So Bank of India, further I'll let you know, they are developing various products for MSME. They are bringing up various products, new products, and as per your requirement, we can bring out the products. Just we need to know, as per, we definitely, as sir said last, as per, we are driven by policy. We are a policy driven bank. Whatever decisions are there, they are taken at head office level. But one thing I'll let you know, if there are requirements and bank suits it fit, then definitely there will be a product for that. Now I'll take you through few of the products, Bank of India, flagship products of Bank of India. In Bank of India has more than 5,500 branches, but in particularly Pune, we have got 99 branches and 4 MSME centers. Total portfolio of Bank of India across MSME is 1 lakh crore. And apart from that, Bank of India is the 6th nationalized bank having 15 trillion of business right now. Out of that, 1 trillion is under MSME segment actually. These are the few products which I will be highlighting here actually. MSME welcome offer. This is one of our flagship product wherein we are providing a very competitive rate of interest that starts at 8.5 and 8.75. Here what we are looking at, that is MSME credit score 1 to 5 and with the minimum collateral coverage of 40%. Here I'll tell you, if you are buying a plant and machinery, then that also we are considering as fixed asset coverage ratio, and at 1 we are funding that actually at FACR. So normally if you see, you know that public sector banks, they are thriving on, they must, you think that they are always asking for collaterals. Here that collateral requirement have been diluted, and in combined with CGTMSE, you can go up to 30% collateral. But if you are purchasing plant and machinery and your existing business for 1 year, then at FACR of 1, we can give that machinery. Means if you take out GST, 20% margin you give will fund that actually. Then here in this particular scheme, we fund from 25 lakhs to 50 crores. Working that margin requirement for fund-based limits will be from 20% to 35%, because book dates we are having higher margins, so that you see. And for non-fund-based limit, 15% to 25% are the margin requirements. And for we always carry out internal rating whenever we offer rate of interest. For internal rating 1 to 3, that rate of interest will be 8.75. 8.50 and 4 to 5, that will be 8.75. Then next is Udyam Vanita. This particular scheme caters to lady entrepreneurs. If it is a proprietary firm, it's fine, but it is a partnership firm or a private limited company and ladies owning more than 50% stake, then they are qualified under this particular scheme. And this is a wonderful scheme wherein CMR requirement, which was earlier 5, that has been brought down to 6, up to 6, but personal CIBIL score 700 and above, no hit. New customers also welcome under this scheme. So we provide fund-based, non-fund-based facilities under this scheme, and quantum of finance is 10 lakhs to 10 crore. Here we provide one of the finance rates 9% and 9.25% based on the internal rating. And here also up to 40% collateral we need, and if more than 50% you are giving collateral, then 25% rate of concession further is provided in this particular scheme. Also under this scheme, if you don't bring in collateral, the limits can be covered under CGTMSE. There is no worry. One more advantage of this particular scheme is, if you are purchasing office, then repayment period is 14 years. Other cases, it will be 7 years maximum repayment period. Then we have got Star Energy Saver. Now government has got great emphasis on renewable energy. So to help this boost this renewable energy. If you are setting up a renewable energy for your saving your power requirements or for your energy efficiency, then this is the product wherein we lend for this particular segment from 25 lakhs to 10 crores. Here also CMR requirement will be 1 to 5, CMR or CBR. Then this will be term loan facility, which term loan or LC for import of machinery, matlab that setup for green renewable energy. We can give you term loan or LC, whatever you need. Then up to 1 crore, 48 months repayment is there. More than 1 crore, it will be up to 10 years repayment will be there. This is for existing profit making units. This particular scheme is there, and rate of interest also is very low in this particular scheme. For customers up to the requirement of 10 lakhs, it is 9.2. Above 10 lakhs, it is 8.75 based on internal rating or 9%. This is one of the flagship products. And if you see repayment in MSME segment, it is 7 years or max 10 years. But in this particular scheme, we are offering a repayment period of 15 years. So this is one of the scheme wherein if you are taking a OD facility, suppose your turnover is 10 crore and you are eligible for 2.5 CR OD facility. If you give a property worth suppose 3.5 CR to 4 CR, that OD you don't need to give stock statement and anything else. Only turnover needs to be there. Or if you need term loan for some project, then that project, whatever project cost is there, 85% we can finance. Also, we can finance for marketing expenses or R&D expenses can be financed under this particular scheme. Here only we are looking at DSCR. In all other schemes, we are looking at other financial ratios also. But in this particular scheme, only we are looking at your repayment track. Again, to drive the hospitality, travel, tourism, hospitality. Now, Government of India has got great emphasis on travel, tourism and hospitality. So, Bank of India has come out, brought out a scheme under Thala, wherein we are particularly funding for purchase of office premises or building of office. Then one more thing here, if you want to build a warehouse, that is also permitted under this particular scheme. Also, rental lease discounting is permitted under this scheme. It has got also one of the finest rate of interest, 9.75 and 10%. Whatever project cost will be there, 75% will be funded by Bank of India, and in case of LRD, 80% of the net present value of your future earnings that will be funded by the bank actually. And here we can go up to 15 years repayment also there in this particular scheme. Then this is what we are looking, everybody is looking actually, Star Export Credit. In this, we are financing, recently we have got, rate of interest is very low in this particular scheme. Applicant, MSME or agro segment or exporter, export house. Those who are having turnover up to 50 crores, credit limits up to 50 crores, they need not get external rating. They need to have CMR or CBR of 1 to 5, but those who are having limits of 50 crore and above, their external rating should be up to BBB. We are funding to these particular units. One more criteria in this particular scheme is their loan account should not be in SMA 1 or 2 in last 2 years actually. They should not be default more than 30 days or 60 days. Here we are giving pre-shipment, post-shipment facility, foreign bills, LC, all these we are giving to them. Here quantum minimum loan is 50 lakhs, quantum maximum there is no limit for the loan actually. Here internal rating 1 to 4, rate of interest is 7.6, and for internal rating 5, rate of interest is 8.1. As Government of India is emphasizing on exports, so if you see all other products rate of interest was very high, but these particularly exporters, that rate of interest is very competitive and one of the finest in the industry. Here what we need is ECGC cover is mandatory, as well as that primary security will be whatever assets are created by the bank finance, that will be charged to the bank. Minimum collateral coverage, it is 30% only collateral coverage in this particular scheme. So margin requirement for pre-shipment it is 10%, post-shipment 0 to 10%. So this is the margin requirement, one of the lowest margin requirements in this particular scheme. It is one of the important products of Bank of India, and Bank of India is looking to really help exporters to grow their business. With this, I'll end. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit Kumarji. Now I would like to request Mr. Nitin Agarwal, Regional Head, Central Region L&T Sufin, and his topic is creating efficiencies in industrial B2B trade through a digital marketplace.
Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, thank you to SME Chambers for providing opportunity to L&T Sufin for presenting over here to such an esteemed audience. So, today I'll talk about L&T Sufin. It's a new business started by L&T 3 years back for the SME. It's a digital platform. So, first I'll start, although most of the people in this hall must be knowing about L&T, but still just to give a small showcase that how L&T is connected to the each and every household of this country through our biggest religion, that is cricket. So we won our T20 World Cup in West Indies, and the stadium was constructed by L&T. Then the team arrived at T3 Delhi Terminal, that was again constructed by L&T. Then finally they have a road show at Mumbai Coastal Road, and then final celebration. So I'm just telling that most of the activities where, we don't realize that all these infrastructures in the country has been biggest infrastructure, I can say, and the first kind of infrastructure has been constructed by L&T, just to showcase. So L&T is a almost 85-year-old company. It's an Indian MNC. We have got a revenue of around 2,500 billion and market cap of around 5,000 billion. So we are into multiple businesses, right from transmission, fabrication. We provide tools and manufacturing units to the auto industry. We create a lot of other factories, right from fertilizers to sugar factories to the boiler manufacturing, nuclear, shipbuilding for defense. So this is what I have talked about L&T. Now I'll talk about L&T Sufin. So this is a basic B2B supply chain ecosystem where we have a buyer, we have a trader. There's a movement of goods, there's a transfer of payment. And to do this activity, lots of other paraphernalia activities are involved, right from technology, that is IT services. We have contractual and legal system and support required for making POs. Then we have got manufacturing facilities. For doing all these activities, finance is required. And the last mile logistic is required for delivering. So this is the offline ecosystem which is existing right now. And what L&T is trying to do with this new business of L&T Sufin is to transfer this entire offline model to the online model. Now why L&T is doing this? Now L&T has a base of around 70 to 80,000 SME vendors under all across industrial and construction categories. And L&T understand, because we have been dealing with SMEs for so many years, so L&T understand the pain points of the buyers and sellers in this category. And L&T have also realized there are few areas or gaps which can be plugged in with the use of technology to create more efficiency. So that's the reason L&T has created a platform called L&T Sufin. Sufin is an acronym for supply chain and finance. So here we are trying to bridge the gaps or create more efficiencies, and also to address whatever maximum in the best possible way the pain points of the buyers and sellers. So if we talk about what are the main pain points for the buyers. So mostly the buyers are looking for the quality sellers, of course at a competitive price. And the most important thing is reliability in the delivery and the quality. So if we see that SMEs are generally like constrained because of maybe obviously they have built up the strong relationship with their supplier for so many years, and also because of the reach they have got, so they are constrained to connect with the 4 5 suppliers. Obviously, it is easy. Just pick up a call, talk to them. They will give you a quote, and you can choose whichever best. And many times, sometimes the delivery is not on time. Maybe quantity or quality is a issue. But then, because of relationship, you also sometimes take losses, or maybe sometimes bear up with the issues which you will face further with your client. So to solve all these problems, now we are providing the sellers for the categories in industrial and construction products to all our buyers all across the country. So through the digital platform, they will get a reach to multiple suppliers for their products. Now, who will give me the lowest price? Obviously, every buyer looks for the lowest price. So through this digital platform, they can create an inquiry. The inquiry will go to multiple sellers. All sellers will quote, interested sellers will quote. And then Sufin as a platform will prepare a comparative sheet for the buyers and will showcase to the buyer. And then buyer have a full freedom to negotiate further with the seller directly. So this is how we can provide the best quote to the buyer with the multiple sellers which might not be in his area, but at least maybe not in his reach, but may be available to him through this platform. Now, how do I trust seller with my payment? Now, obviously, the unknown buyer or unknown seller, if they transact, the buyer always have an issue that why should I pay him in advance? I should first get the material, then only I will pay. And similarly, the seller also have this apprehension, what if I deliver the material and I don't get my money? So in this case, we as a platform has created a nodal facility for both buyer and seller. In a normal transaction, what we do, once the order is placed, the buyer provide the money to the nodal account of L&T, and once the money comes into L&T nodal account, we tell the seller to start the shipping and delivering. And as soon as the delivery is done, immediately the money goes to the seller. So this gets the confidence for both buyer and seller. The buyer is confident that at least once my money, I mean, if I have any issues with the quality, quantity, or the delivery, my money is safe with L&T, I will immediately get it back. And seller is very confident that once I deliver on time and deliver as per specs, so I don't have to run behind the buyer, the money will immediately come to my account. So this is one of the very important part which has been missing right now in SMEs, especially in India, due to this trust factor missing, and that L&T is bringing, being the Indian MNC, being the trusted brand, we are bringing this to the platform by creating this kind of nodal account. Another thing, I don't have immediate funds and credit. So obviously, once the buyer buys from his own set of suppliers, they have their credit terms, they have their time duration facilities and all those things. And now once they are buying from the new supplier, so supplier definitely will not wait. So in that case, we, as I mentioned, we are trying to integrate the entire ecosystem into online. So we have partnered with multiple financial banks, NBFCs, who have curated some programs for the L&T Sufin buyers. And they provide credit in multiple forms and various products as per their requirement. So they can use that credit to buy directly and pay in advance to the seller. And last thing is logistic. Obviously now if somebody from Pune wants to sell a product and the inquiry has come all the way from Guwahati, obviously you might not be having that kind of, maybe sometimes, or maybe it's a small package which you don't, or it's, let's say, a drill machine of just 5,000 rupees. So we have already partnered with a lot of logistic players all across the country, which provide this facility to deliver your product to whichever location is required in the country. So the similar kind of pain points are for the seller, that how do I reach? So again, the seller is also dependent on the few buyers in the vicinity where he has got the reach. So through this platform, the seller create more reach to all across the country in his categories. Now, how do I quote a competitive price? So L&T platform being a very transparent, so we introduce seller to buyer, we make them interact on the platform, they can understand the specs properly, and we also provide them the last quoted price and all those things so that they can understand that what is the competitive price going on and how can they achieve this order by providing the competitive rates. Now, how do I trust buyer with my payment? So as I mentioned earlier, in the same case, we keep a payment in our nodal account. So seller is totally confident that as soon as the material is delivered, the money is secured, I will get the money immediately after delivery. We also provide the financial solutions to the seller for carrying out their transactions on the platform. And as I mentioned, logistics. So buyer can avail logistics, seller also can avail logistics. And obviously, they can always use their own personal logistics, whatever they have been using. And if they find the platform logistic most cost effective, then they can use our logistics also. So overall, we have created this platform providing all the integration of all the activities what offline we have been doing. So the very first activity is product discovery. So the seller can showcase the products to the entire nation who all are there on the platform and whichever corner of the country. Similarly, the buyer can have a reach to the sellers delivering from wherever they are getting the best quotes. We provide logistic services. We provide financing solutions, especially curated for the buyers and sellers on platform. And as far as payment is concerned, as I mentioned, that we provide a trusted facility for ensuring and safe payments for the buyers and for the sellers. So right now, the business is around 3-year-old. L&T, it's a startup of L&T. And we have a strength of around now 500 salespeople, which is covering each and every state of the country. And this is just a map, maybe almost 6 months old, where the number of buyers have definitely increased now to almost 70,000-80,000, the buyers and sellers. We have dealing with 50 products categories, and these categories are specifically only on industrial and construction products, because that is what L&T understands very well, and that is what we are dealing for the last 80 years in these products. So this is just to showcase few categories what we are dealing with: metal and pipes, industrial supplies, machinery tools, building and construction, electrical equipments. Out of those 50 categories, these are the top 10 categories where the transactions is going on very strongly on our platform from the last 3 years. And we have developed a lot of trusted sellers and buyers on our platform. So what are we providing? So overall, what we are providing is the facility of quotation and the inquiry. A individual can get quotation from multiple sources, get the best quotation. We provide working capital solution. We are also providing a distributor financing and digital channels for OEMs. This I'll just talk about maybe in the next slide. And we provide trust and confidence by once we onboard the seller and buyer, we provide them trust and verification seal. This also I'll be talking about. And we also provide logistics. So there's a trust seal. What we provide is anybody can get onboarded on our platform, buyer and seller. But we also do due diligence, and we provide trust seal by L&T, and also using our third-party agency. We check a lot of parameters of the client and provide them trust and verified seal, so that once they have this seal, the buyer is confident that I am dealing with the right seller, and the seller is confident that I am dealing with the right buyer. So with this trust seal, buyer and seller, as I mentioned, they were both confident that they are dealing with the right person. Buyer is sure that he will be getting the right product, reliable partner on the timely delivery with the right quantity. Seller is also confident that I don't have to charge a risk premium and I can still provide my product on a highly competitive price. So just to mention few of our partners, NBFC's partner like L&T Finance, Mahindra Finance, Minty Fee. Then we have got private banks, Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, we have got Unity, EFL. These are our partners who have created multiple type of curated programs as per the requirement of the individual, because SME also we have got variety of categories what we deal with, variety of turnover, variety of transaction formalities. So accordingly, we have created programs for our clients. So we provide for the seller side, we provide seller overdraft and invoice discounting facility. For buyer side, we provide unsecured credit facility, which can be utilized on the platform for purchasing the material. Now, just to give you, tell you about this facility through one of the example. Let's say if you are buying a metal, because generally we are almost 50% of our transactions are happening in commodities. So if somebody is buying a commodity, generally with the 2 months of credit period, the seller charge him maybe 3 to 4% upfront for this credit. So here, individual can get between 12 to 15% of unsecured loan. So once he take this loan, first of all, his credit ROI is reduced. Also, once the seller gets the immediate payment, seller provides the cash discount. So overall, it's a win-win situation for both buyer and seller. And for this, we have created specific programs, which obviously my team is here. And during our interaction, we can discuss about those programs. As I talked about channel financing, so we have also created a kind of channel finance for the OEMs who are having a distributor network. So we provide a kind of financing facilities to the distributor network, to their dealers and distributors who can utilize this facility to buy their products directly from the OEMs. And in this entire program, we are very competitive. We have got, and we also ensure that not only the providing the financial services, but because this is a digital platform and we have to ensure the transaction. So we have got a buyer team and seller team who ensure that once you are on the platform, you get the finance, your transactions also take place. So your volume should grow, your turnover should grow. Logistic services, as I have provided, we, as I've already talked about, we have tied up with the national level, regional level, and also at the local level. Just to give you one USP, we provide a free transit insurance of up to 5 crores for any of the products which we are transferring using our delivery services. And we have all kind of delivery services, right from a small express package to a part truckload or to the full truckload. So we are doing a lot of brand visibility with a lot of SME, like SME chambers. So we are trying to reach, take the reach of our sellers and buyers to the decision makers through whatever brand visibility we are doing. So we are available on a web page, and along with the web page, we have got a buyer app and seller app. You can download that. Even a manufacturer or the OEM can be both buyer and seller. So he can use both the apps and can connect with our buyer team and seller team for providing as per his requirement. So overall, if I tell you, we act like a procurement agent also for you, sales, procurement, extended arm, and also we also act like a extended sales arm for our SME clients. So we have also launched our private label products. So these are our few. We also have a L&T store. On once you go to visit our web page, we also have our L&T store where we are also selling our own brand products, mostly in safety products, because we are dealing with we are mostly project company having a lot of project sites dealing with safety products. So we understand that. So we have created our own brand into safety products, concrete mixtures, wall products, and tiles. So that's it from my side. So thank you very much, and I will be very happy to take any question, maybe right now or maybe subsequently later on. So I'll be happy. I have my team. I will introduce my team also. I have Prashant. So we have got a Pune head. Prashant is here, and along with that, them I have got Mr. Vivek and Mr. Ravi. Just to introduce them so that during our break we can have interaction. And we have got our marketing head, Mr. Madhu. So we all 5 will be available during the break or during whatever time we get together to interact. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Nitin ji. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ashok Mittal, MD and CEO, Billmart Fintech Private Limited, and his topic is empowering MSMEs, unlocking liquidity with innovative finance solutions.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So, before we start, I just want to check how many of you are into manufacturing. Can you raise your hands, please? Trading, services. Oh, great. A lot of people in services. Excellent. So, it should be trading, manufacturing, services, import, export, services, submit. That way. How many people have turnover of more than 50 crore rupees? More than 50? More than 25? यहाँ पे टैक्स नहीं लगेगा, don't worry, you can be more than 25, more than 10, more than 5. Okay, great. So the good thing is that I am speaking last. Why it is good thing? Because all the people have told you that the importance of the time पहले start कर दिया आपने मेरा. All the people have spoken about the importance of SME, what is their contribution in the economy, and what all products, facilities, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, L&T, and all, everyone is providing, right? There are few more people who are coming later in the part, and they will also explain what all things they are actually doing, right? अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम इन सब के पास पहुंचे कैसे, है ना? लेट अस से कि अपन एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है, हमको क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी चाहिए, हमको बिल डिस्काउंटिंग करवाना है या हमको कोई फैसिलिटी लेना है, तो आप क्या करेंगे? यू विल, sorry for this, you will go to Bank of Baroda, then you will also go to Bank of India, then also you will go to somebody else, then you will go to private bank, then you will go to NBFC. काफ़ी मुश्किल काम है कि you keep reaching out, या आपके अकाउंट्स के लोग, फाइनेंस के लोग, ट्रेजरी के लोग 5, 6, 7 जगह पे जाएंगे ना. So to meet this particular requirement, we created a platform कि आपको अगर क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी चाहिए तो आप एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे जा सकते हैं. And that is the single thought we had when we built the this platform called Billmart. जो भी L&T वाला प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ था, if you see that, उसमें एक बड़ी अच्छी चीज़ थी जो लिखी हुई थी, सप्लाई चेन फाइनेंस. All the banks, right? Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, State Bank of India, everyone, and almost of the NBFC companies, they provide this facility called supply chain finance. अब हम सबका जो प्रॉब्लम है SME वालों का, ऐसे देखेंगे तो पैसे का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, राइट? अपने पास फैक्ट्री लगी हुई है, सेल भी हो रही है, परचेज भी हो रही है, एम्प्लॉइज़ भी हैं, हमारा काम धंधा बढ़िया चल रहा है, राइट? हेलो, सही चल रहा है. प्रॉब्लम कब आती है? थोड़ा थोड़ा बीच में, समटाइम्स, कभी कभार कैश फ्लो थोड़ा बिगड़ जाता है, राइट? कि हमने क्रेडिट दिया हुआ है 30 डेज पे, अब सामने वाला बोलता है अरे यार थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो गया, घर में कुछ दिक्कत हो गई या कुछ हो गया, है ना, ट्रंप ने कुछ तो इशू स्टेटमेंट दे दिया तो मेरा पेमेंट लेट हो रहा है. सो दोज टेम्परेरी कैश फ्लो इश्यूज वी हैव, राइट? दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. कभी कभार ऐसे हो गया कि काम सही चल रहा है, 30 डेज वाली पेमेंट 60 डेज पे आ रही है, 60 वाली 90 पे आ रही है, हमारे पास और ऑर्डर भी आ रखा है, बट वी आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू मीट दिस शॉर्ट टर्म कैश फ्लो इशू. सो माई सेंस इज दैट बिजनेस में एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम लॉन्ग टर्म की नहीं है, वो तो हमें बैंक वाले फाइनेंस कर देते हैं, फैक्ट्री के लिए दे देते हैं, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी के लिए दे देते हैं, बट इन बिटवीन जब हम कुछ बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, सडनली हमारे पास में बड़ा ऑर्डर आ गया एक तरीके से, देन वी फेस सम चैलेंज कि यार ये जो भी इस प्रेजेंटेशन में भी था कि हमने परचेज किया है गुड्स, राइट, और हमको पेमेंट करनी है, तो मैं क्या करूं? और परचेज में भी बिजनेस पीपल आर स्मार्ट पीपल. When we purchase something, when we buy goods, अब हमें सामने से उधार मिल रहा है 30 डेज का या 60 डेज का, राइट? और हम उनको अगर बोलें कि मैं पेमेंट अभी कर दूंगा, इफ आई मेक पेमेंट राइट नाउ, विल यू गिव मी डिस्काउंट? हमको डिस्काउंट मिलता है? 30 डेज वाले बिल को अगर हम इमीडिएटली पेमेंट कर दें, आपको डिस्काउंट मिलता है 2.5%, 3%. समटाइम सामने वाले को इतनी अर्जेंट जरूरत है, बोलते हैं मैं 5% डिस्काउंट दूंगा, आप पेमेंट तो करो मेरे को. इज दैट राइट? तो हम बोलते हैं यार इसको परचेज बिल डिस्काउंट, कि आप ऐसे करो, बिलमार्ट के प्लेटफॉर्म पे आओ, रजिस्टर हो, अपने डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करो, आपको बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, L&T, एक्सिस बैंक, इतने सारे हमारे पास 30-35 लेंडर्स हैं, किसी को तो ठीक लगेगा, दे विल गिव यू इंस्टेंट कैश. अनसिक्योर्ड, इसमें भी लिखा हुआ था अनसिक्योर्ड लोन फैसिलिटी. सो विच इफेक्टिवली मीन्स दे विल जस्ट सी आपका बेसिक प्रोफाइल, फिर आपका एक ट्रांजेक्शन है वो जेन्युइन है क्योंकि आपका इनवॉइस भी जेन्युइन है. सो दे विल डिस्काउंट दैट बिल एट ए रीजनेबल रेट. रीजनेबल का मतलब वो 11-12% भी हो सकता है, 17-18% भी हो सकता है. 17 मीन्स पर एनम का रेट बता रहा हूँ मैं आपको, विच मीन्स एक महीने के लिए आपने 1% दिया, बट आपको सामने से इमीडिएट पेमेंट करने के बदले डिस्काउंट कितना मिल जाएगा, शायद 2%, 2.5%, 3%, कभी कभार मैंने देखा है 5% भी. So there are two things which are happening. One, you are able to make the payment instantly, which is very helpful in creating that reputation goodwill. Two, there is a actual benefit of cash, right? So this normally this entire thing is over and above all your credit facilities whatever you have availed. Number one. नंबर टू, ये मोस्टली अनसिक्योर्ड होती है, तो आपको कोई कोलेटरल नहीं देनी, प्रॉपर्टी देनी, कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं देनी है. सो देन इट इज ईजियर, राइट. जो बहुत बड़ा टर्नओवर वाले लोग हैं उनको एक ट्रेड्स करके प्लेटफॉर्म में वहाँ भी फैसिलिटी मिल जाती है, हालांकि काफ़ी कम लोग उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. बट अगर हमारा नॉर्मल टर्नओवर है, कम टर्नओवर है, फिर भी हमको करवाना है या SME टू SME करवाना है, तो देन दिस फैसिलिटी इज वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल. सिमिलर थिंग कैन हैपन व्हेन यू आर डूइंग सेल ट्रांजैक्शन, मतलब अपने बोलते हैं मैंने माल बेच दिया और मुझे पैसे अभी चाहिए. सो देन इट्स सेल बिल डिस्काउंटिंग. जो हमने परचेज बिल बोला वैसे ही सेल बिल डिस्काउंटिंग भी हो सकता है. सो ये पूरे जो प्रोडक्ट है जिसको अपने सप्लाई चेन फाइनेंस बोलते हैं, उसमें ब्रॉडली 4 प्रोडक्ट है: परचेज बिल डिस्काउंटिंग, सेल बिल डिस्काउंटिंग, वेंडर फाइनेंसिंग और डीलर फाइनेंसिंग, राइट. अब आप लोग अगर, जैसे मैंने देखा काफ़ी लोग सर्विसेज में हैं यहाँ पे, राइट, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में है. सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में यू आर ए वेंडर, आपने अपनी सर्विस दे दी सामने और आपको पेमेंट मिलेगी, वो 30 दिन बोलेंगे तो 45 दिन के बाद मिलेगी, 60 दिन बोलेंगे तो 90 दिन के बाद मिलेगी. और सर्विसेज में हमको कैश फ्लो की जरूरत बार बार होती है, बिकॉज वी नीड टू मेक पेमेंट टू अदर पीपल. तो अगर आप सर्विसेज में हैं तो भी, इफ़ यू आर वेंडर टू एनी लार्जर कॉरपोरेट, इफ़ यू आर ए वेंडर टू मल्टीपल कॉरपोरेट्स, राइट, मिड साइज, लार्ज साइज, देन ऑल्सो यू कैन गेट योर फंडिंग डन थ्रू वेंडर फाइनेंसिंग प्रोडक्ट. जो बड़े मैन्युफैक्चरर हैं, राइट, बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, उनके वेंडर्स को वो फाइनेंस कर सकते हैं ताकि उनको पेमेंट जल्दी मिल सके. और एक प्रोडक्ट है जैसे जो मैं बोल रहा था कि डीलर फाइनेंसिंग. अगर आपके डीलर्स हैं 10, 12, 15, 20, 50, 100, 1000, जितने मर्जी, इफ़ यू वांट देम टू पे यू, तो डीलर का सिस्टम ऐसे ही है ना कि आप डीलर को माल दे देते हैं, डीलर आपका जब माल बिकता है तब पैसे देता है, 30 दिन में, 60 दिन में, 90 दिन में, कभी कभी तो 6 महीने में, कभी कभी तो 1 साल में, और कभी तो माल नहीं बिकता तो दे रिटर्न आल्सो. सो टू एंश्योर कि आपकी पेमेंट जल्दी आती रहे, और आप डीलर को उधार दे रहे हो ना, बिकॉज आप क्रेडिट पे दे रहे हो तो आपकी बैलेंस शीट में डेटर्स दिखते रहते हैं, राइट, डेटर्स दिखते रहते हैं. फिर आप बैंक में क्रेडिट के लिए जाते हैं तो बैंक वाले बोलते हैं अरे आपका तो 90 डेज से ज़्यादा है, 180 डेज से ज़्यादा इतने सारे डेटर्स खड़े हुए हैं, तो दैट मेक्स योर बैलेंस शीट वेरी हैवी. अगर आपने वही बैलेंस शीट को ट्रांसफर कर दिया अपने डीलर्स के ऊपर, राइट, किसी दूसरे बैंक और NBFC के ऊपर, विच मीन्स दे हैव फंडेड योर डीलर, तो जब आपने डीलर को माल बेचा, सेल किया, उसके तुरंत बाद में उनको बैंक ने फाइनेंस कर दिया, तो आपके पास इमीडिएटली पेमेंट आ गई. आपके पास वो क्रेडिट या उधार नहीं है. दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ फास्टर टर्नओवर विद द डीलर्स. सो दैट वे एनी ऑफ योर ट्रांजेक्शन, चाहे आप परचेज कर रहे हैं, सेल कर रहे हैं, ये थोड़ा थोड़ा उसमें एग्जांपल्स हैं प्रोडक्ट के, तो आप ये चारों प्रोडक्ट कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा एक, हालांकि ये 4 सप्लाई चेन से रिलेटेड, एक और प्रोडक्ट है, थोड़ा सा उसके लिए पूछ लेता हूँ. एनीबडी हैज मोर देन 100 एम्प्लॉइज? मोर देन 100, ओके, ठीक है, ग्रेट. सो एक और प्रोडक्ट है, उसको मैं एक बार शॉर्ट में बताऊंगा, बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. एम्प कैश. if you want to finance your employees about the advance salary, है ना, तो नॉर्मली ऐसा होता है कि एम्प्लॉइज कम्स टू अस एंड दे से सर इमरजेंसी है, अर्जेंट चाहिए, सैलरी 1 तारीख को मिलेगी, आप एक बार 15 दिन के पैसे दे दो, है ना, थोड़ा सा. सो वट एवर अमाउंट ऑफ एडवांस दे वांट टू टेक, दैट एडवांस कैन बी फैसिलिटेटेड ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म थ्रू वेरियस लेंडर्स. तो ये भी एक अच्छा एम्प्लॉय वेलफेयर स्कीम प्रोडक्ट है. देयर आर अदर प्रोडक्ट्स आल्सो, बट वी विल फोकस मोर ऑन सप्लाई चेन राइट नाउ. So we have almost all the bank, financial institutions, NBFC companies where we are empaneled with them, which means this Billmart platform, the process is very simple कि आप अगर यहाँ पे रजिस्टर होंगे तो you will submit your documents to us, okay, with your consent, and we will analyze the documents. Now you don't really need to go to 5, 6, 10 different lenders. We have tie-up with those lenders. We know their credit policy. We know on what are their basic parameters which they ask for. तो किसी ने सिविल स्कोर 700 लिखा है, किसी ने 685 लिखा है, किसी ने 650 लिखा है, राइट, वी नो. किसी की टर्नओवर की रिक्वायरमेंट 10 करोड़ है, किसी की 20 करोड़ है, किसी की 50 करोड़ है, किसी की 5 करोड़ है, वी नो. सो वी हैव मैप्ड दैट रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द लेंडर, राइट, सो ऑल द पैरामीटर्स. तो जब आपके डॉक्यूमेंट आएंगे, वी विल एनालाइज, एंड दिस होल एनालिसिस हैपेंस वेरी फास्ट, क्योंकि हमने बैंक स्टेटमेंट एनालाइजर लगा रखा है, जीएसटी एनालाइजर लगा रखा है, आपका केवाईसी वेरीफाई हो जाएगा. अगर आपकी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड और एलएलपी कंपनी है तो एमसीए से हम डेटा पुल कर लेंगे, तो वो सारा हम बना के लेंडर को दिखा देते हैं, राइट. तो उनको सामने सामने दिख जाएगा कि ओके दिस इज व्हाट योर ब्रॉड पैरामीटर आर, एंड गो नो गो, मतलब हम कर सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते हैं, इट विल बी वेरी फास्ट. नाउ वंस वी हैव एनालाइज्ड एंड गिवन टू द लेंडर, दे विल बी लाइक वेरी फास्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिस्पॉन्डिंग कि हाँ हम इनको क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी दे सकते हैं आउट ऑफ दीज एनी फोर, वेदर परचेज बिल, सेल बिल, वेंडर फाइनेंसिंग, डीलर फाइनेंसिंग, और फॉर दैट मैटर एनी अदर फैसिलिटी इंक्लूडिंग टर्म लोन एंड ऑल. जब ये एक तरीके से मैचिंग हो जाएगा बिजनेस टू लेंडर, एंड आपको अगर मान लीजिए सैंक्शन लेटर मिल गया, आपका लोन एग्रीमेंट वगैरह हो गया, तो दिस एंटायर थिंग इज डिजिटल. मीन्स वट एवर डॉक्यूमेंट्स the lender, means bank or NBC wants, that entire execution will be digital. आपका सैंक्शन लेटर आएगा, डिजिटल सिग्नेचर होंगे, वापस चला जाएगा. आपका लोन एग्रीमेंट आएगा, डिजिटल सिग्नेचर होंगे, वापस चला जाएगा. आपका केवाईसी होगा, वी केवाईसी होगा, वापस चला जाएगा. सो एवरीथिंग इज डिजिटल. आपको बार बार कुछ जानने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, एंड ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स यू कैन अपलोड इन द बिलमार्ट प्लेटफॉर्म इटसेल्फ. आप ई-नेच बैंक ने करना है तो वो ई-नेच भी सिस्टम के थ्रू हो जाएगा. मतलब एवरीथिंग इज कम्प्लीटली डिजिटल. तो कहीं पे जाने की, आने की, कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करने की आपको फिजिकली जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, एक्सेप्ट मे बी वेरी फ्यू डॉक्यूमेंट्स विच आर रिक्वायर्ड. नाउ वंस दैट हैपेंस, उसके बाद में यू जस्ट नीड टू विद रेफरेंस टू सप्लाई चेन फाइनेंस अपलोड योर इनवॉइसेज ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म. तो दैट इज ऑल्सो डिजिटल, विच मीन्स मान लीजिए आपने वेंडर फाइनेंसिंग करना है, वेंडर ने इनवॉइस डाला प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर, इट विल गो टू द एंकर, मेन पर्सन, वो एक्सेप्ट करेंगे तो इट विल गो टू लेंडर, लेंडर आपको फाइनेंस कर देगा. प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर वेंडर को भी, एंकर को भी, लेंडर को भी, सबको पूरा इकोसिस्टम दिखता रहेगा कि ओके दिस इज द ड्यू डेट, दिस इज द अमाउंट, दिस इज द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, दिस आर द टर्म्स, दिस इज द ग्रेस पीरियड, एटसेट्रा. ऐसा ऑल द थिंग्स एवरीबडी कैन सी. तो इट इज वेरी इन ए वे ट्रांसपेरेंट फ्रॉम अवर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. और इसमें एक और अच्छी बात है, व्हेन यू आर गिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट्स टू अस, राइट, एंड एज लॉन्ग एज वी आर सेंडिंग इट टू लेंडर्स, देर इज नो चार्जेस, नो फीस, नो कमिटमेंट. आपको कुछ भी पेमेंट नहीं करनी है. यू मे हैव टू पे वेरी स्मॉल मिनिस्क्यूल अमाउंट ओनली व्हेन देर इज ए ट्रांजैक्शन हैपनिंग ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म. अगर ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं हो रहा है तो आपको कुछ भी कॉस्ट नहीं है, कोई ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं है, आपका पूरा डेटा एकदम सेफ एंड सिक्योर है. अभी तो डेटा प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट है उसके हिसाब से. एंड यू कैन जनरेट ऑल द काइंड ऑफ MIS कि मेरे टोटल इनवाइस कितने फाइनेंस हुए हैं, या मैंने कितने वेंडर्स को फाइनेंसिंग करी है, हर एक की ड्यू डेट क्या है, अगर कोई इसमें ओवरड्यू होगा तो ओवरड्यू का डेटा मिल जाएगा. तो एवरी डेटा मीन्स ईच पार्टी विल गेट. सो दैट इज हाउ दिस एंटायर प्लेटफॉर्म वर्क्स. Lot of things are, like I said, automated. From that automation, lot of AI-driven analysis is done. So it is very easy for everyone to find out what all data is available in the system, and it is all in the secure mechanism. You see, 256-bit encryption happens, so data is safe and secure. Whatever data you are sharing with us remain secure, remain with us. Okay. It is as per the RBI guideline or government guidelines with reference to data protection. So we do not share your data unless you have consented for it. अगर आप बोलेंगे हाँ मेरा डेटा आप इनके साथ शेयर कर दीजिए, तभी वो डेटा शेयर होगा. Otherwise that data does not go to anybody else. So that way it is, data is protected. There is no problem with this. So if you see, these are the four things. Number first, which any lender will do is anchor evolution and onboarding, which means अगर आप मेन एंकर हैं, अगर आपने फाइनेंसिंग देनी है अपने डीलर्स को या वेंडर्स को, राइट, या यू वांट टू अवेल फॉर योरसेल्फ, तो द फर्स्ट इज दैट इवैल्यूएशन विल हैपन. देन अगर आप एंकर या डीलर के लिए करें तो उनका इवैल्यूएशन होएगा. मोस्टली इन दिस केसेस लार्जली द कॉल इज टेकन ऑन द एंकर. तो वो डीलर का बेसिक चेकअप ही होएगा या वेंडर का बेसिक लेवल चेक होएगा, लेकिन उससे ज़्यादा बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में चेक नहीं होता, क्योंकि यू आर द वन हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल. इसमें मैं एक ब्रॉड बात आपको एक और एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. व्हेन यू आर सेलिंग गुड्स टू योर डीलर्स, इफ द डीलर डज नॉट पे, तो वो रिस्क आपका ही है, राइट. सिमिलर वे में व्हेन एनी लेंडर विल फाइनेंस शेयर ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म टू द डीलर हैज टू पे. वो आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा दे पे, अदरवाइज यू आर स्टिल रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फैसिलिटी गिवन. तो ये ऐसे क्रेडिट ट्रांसफर नहीं होता है, क्रेडिट रिस्क ट्रांसफर नहीं हो रहा है. इट इज जस्ट फैसिलिटेटिंग ए फास्टर एंड अर्ली पेमेंट फॉर योर बिजनेस ट्रांजेक्शंस. इसके थर्ड स्टेप है लिमिट सेटअप होगी फॉर द एंकर, विच मीन्स समझो आपकी लिमिट सेटअप हुई 10 करोड़ या 20 करोड़ या 5 करोड़ बेस्ड ऑन योर टर्नओवर, एंड देयर इज सब लिमिट फॉर योर डीलर और वेंडर बेस्ड ऑन देयर टर्नओवर. मान लीजिए आपका टर्नओवर 20 करोड़ रुपए है और उसमें 10 लोगों के साथ 2-2 करोड़ रुपए है, तो हर डीलर या वेंडर की 2 करोड़ रुपए की लिमिट सेटअप होगी. Then you will initiate the transaction, which means invoice का uploading on the system. Then invoice verification. So invoice verification also we do at our end. We have put lot of algorithm in the system where it can verify invoice is correct, not correct, whether there is genuine, non-genuine, whether any fake invoices. So we try to avoid that. We can control a lot in this. Disbursement happens from the lender, means bank or NBFC, directly to the party जिनको पेमेंट होना है, and when the party makes repayment वो भी सिस्टम में अपलोड होगी. तो you will be able to see the entire process which is happening. ये जो मैंने एक्सप्लेन करा परचेज बिल डिस्काउंटिंग, इन दिस कस्टमर मीन्स बोरोवर, जो आप एंकर हैं, जो परचेज कर रहे हैं माल को, दे विल मेक फंडिंग अरेंजमेंट्स फॉर देयर सप्लायर्स, विच मीन्स व्हेन वी आर परचेजिंग, सो आई एम सेइंग आप मुझे फाइनेंस कर दो, लेकिन पेमेंट आप इनको कर दो डायरेक्टली जिनसे मैंने सामान या माल खरीदा है, स्टॉक खरीदा है. ओके, ऑन ड्यू डेट तो हमने क्या किया, वी फंडेड टू देम, राइट, ऑन द ड्यू डेट, विच मीन्स आफ्टर 30 or 60 or 90 days you are supposed to make payment to the supplier, but in this case you will make payment to the lender who has given the funding, right, because उन्होंने आपको पैसे दे दिए पहले, उनके सप्लायर को तो पेमेंट चला गया. then you have to make payment on due date, तो on due date you will make payment to the फाइनेंसर जिन्होंने आपको फाइनेंस करा हुआ है. इसमें सारी कॉल जो मेन है वो बोरोवर या एंकर के ऊपर ही है, क्योंकि सेलर से तो उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं. उन्होंने आपको माल दिया, हमने उनको पैसे दे दिए, उनका काम खत्म हो गया. मोस्टली ऑल द लेंडर्स विल फाइनेंस 100% ऑफ द इनवॉइस वैल्यू. कुछ केस में कुछ 5-10% मार्जिन भी रख सकते हैं, बट मोस्टली दे विल फाइनेंस 100%. एक मार्केट प्रैक्टिस है इसमें, इफ दिस इनवाइस फॉर 30 days 60 days, देन अपफ्रंट इनवाइस फॉर दैट पीरियड इज डिडक्टेड और बैलेंस अमाउंट इज पेड टू देम. तो बिकॉज हम सेलर को फुल पेमेंट कर रहे हैं, तो आपको वो इंटरेस्ट वाला पेमेंट आपके फाइनेंसर को अपफ्रंट करना पड़ेगा. और बुलेट पेमेंट है, जब ड्यू डेट है तब आपको पेमेंट करना है. इसका जस्ट रिवर्स जो है, दैट इज सेल्स बिल डिस्काउंटिंग. एज सेड, इफ यू आर सेलिंग द गुड्स टू समवन, right, and you are supposed to get payment from them after say 30, 60 or 90 days, you will get payment immediately. In that case you will have to tell the person जिनको आप माल बेच रहे हो कि आप पेमेंट मेरे को करने की जगह पे हमारे फाइनेंसर को कर देना. तो उनको अपने वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा चेंज करना पड़ेगा अकाउंट्स में कि ऑन ड्यू डेट मुझे पेमेंट करना है, तो मुझे इनको करने की जगह पे इनके फाइनेंसर को पेमेंट करना है. रेस्ट ऑल इज मोर और लेस सेम, जैसा परचेज बिल डिस्काउंटिंग में वैसा इसमें है. ये मैं बाद में बताता हूँ डीलर फाइनेंसिंग करते पहले. सो इफ़ यू हैव डीलर्स देन यू कैन, सेम चीज़ है, डीलर्स को आप जब उधार में बेच रहे हैं तो इसमें यू आर द सप्लायर, तो इसको जो सप्लाई कर रहे हैं उसको अपने एंकर बोलते हैं. जो डीलर हैं दे विल बी द बोरोवर. नाउ दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. आप इसमें बोरोवर नहीं बन रहे हो, तो आपकी सिबिल में या आपकी बुक्स में जो फंडिंग हो रही है वो यू विल नॉट बी रिफ्लेक्टेड एज बोरोवर. आपका जो डीलर है दे विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड एज बोरोवर. तो आपको उनको बताना पड़ेगा कि आपको थोड़े डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करने हैं, बिकॉज आपको मैं क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी दे रहा हूँ, तो वैसे भी आप क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी देते हो, लेकिन बिजनेस में क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी मिलना और आप उसको बोलोगे मेरे को डॉक्यूमेंट साइन कर दो या चेक दे दो, एडवांस चेक दे दो, पीडीसी दे दो, थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है, राइट? एंड व्हेन दे डिले देन आल्सो इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू पुश देम कि उसने मान लो 30 दिन की जगह पे 45 दिन कर दिए, तो आप उसको ज़्यादा कुछ बोल नहीं पाते हो, राइट? इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं ले पाते हो और उसका कोई रिपोर्टिंग भी नहीं हो रहा कहीं पे क्रेडिट ब्यूरो एजेंसी में कि मैं उनको बोलूँ कि अरे नहीं आप पेमेंट नहीं करोगे तो मैं ये कर दूंगा। आप इमीडिएटली लीगल एक्शन भी नहीं ले पाओगे, राइट? मान लो उसने पेमेंट करा ही नहीं, डिफॉल्ट ही कर दिया, तो भी ना बिजनेसमैन जल्दी से उतने सारे स्टेप्स नहीं ले पाता है, राइट? हियर द एडवांटेज इज अगर वो बोरोवर बने हुए हैं तो उनकी लीगल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है टू मेक पेमेंट ऑन द ड्यू डेट। इफ दे विल नॉट मेक पेमेंट ऑन ड्यू डेट तो उनकी क्रेडिट ब्यूरो में हिट होगा, सिबिल में हिट होगा, उनको जो लेंडर है जिन्होंने फाइनेंस करा है वो भी फॉलो अप करेंगे उनके साथ कि आपको पेमेंट करना है, तो दे विल बी स्लाइटली अंडर प्रेशर टू बी बेटर डिसिप्लिन्ड। आई विल नॉट से कि अपने उनको कोई पनिश कर रहे हैं, बट दे विल बी मोर डिसिप्लिन। उनको पता है कि मैं अगर राइट टाइम पेमेंट करूंगा तो मुझे जल्दी ये फैसिलिटी मिलती रहेंगी। बट आपको फिर भी कुछ ना कुछ कंफर्ट देना पड़ेगा फाइनेंसर को कि अगर ये पेमेंट नहीं करेंगे तो मैं करूंगा, या मैं इनका स्टॉक सप्लाई बंद कर दूंगा, या मैं इनको मतलब हमारी कोई इंडस्ट्री है तो उसमें बताऊंगा, तो सम काइंड ऑफ कंफर्ट यू विल हैव टू गिव। ये जो प्रोडक्ट है ये मोस्ट फेवरेट प्रोडक्ट है फाइनेंसर्स का, बट थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है। डिफिकल्ट इसलिए कि इफ यू आर द पर्सन हु इज अवेलिंग सर्विस, है ना, मतलब वेंडर हमें सप्लाई कर रहा है और हम फिर वेंडर को बोलेंगे आप सप्लाई तो करो लेकिन यू विल बी द बोरोवर, तो बोलेगा सर मैंने तो स्टॉक बेचा फिर मैं बोरोवर क्यों बनूं? दैट इज पॉसिबल व्हेन यू हैव लिटिल बेटर कंट्रोल, बेटर रिलेशनशिप विद द पर्सन हु इज सप्लाइंग, तो उनको पेमेंट जल्दी मिल जाएगी, इसलिए दे विल साइन अप द डॉक्यूमेंट्स। बट बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्री में, इनफैक्ट पुणे में भी काफ़ी हमारे ऐसे क्लाइंट हैं जहाँ पे उनके जो वेंडर्स हैं वो बोरोवर बने हुए हैं, एंड देन दे अवेल दिस क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी बिकॉज दे मेक लॉट ऑफ बेटर रिटर्न्स, बिकॉज उनको ब्याज कम देना पड़ रहा है, उसके बदले इफ दे हैव टू गिव डिस्काउंट, डिस्काउंट विल बी हायर। तो बेस्ट पॉइंट इज कि दिस अलाउज यू टू डू सम काइंड ऑफ आर्बिट्राज ऑन द डिस्काउंट वर्सेज इंटरेस्ट रेट, एंड दैट इज वाई दिस प्लेटफॉर्म एक्चुअली हेल्प्स यू टू मीट दिस रिक्वायरमेंट। एक दो प्रोडक्ट और भी हैं, बट आई थिंक वी हैव जस्ट फिनिश द टाइम। सो आई द ब्रॉड आइडिया इज दैट बिलमार्ट प्लेटफॉर्म अलाउज यू टू avail various kind of facilities through a single platform, and we have around 35-40 lenders on our platform who are providing various kind of products including the supply chain finance. So we will be happy to have more questions. We have a stall, we have team here who will be happy to meet you if there is any requirement. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
So Dhrubashji, my question is this basically. You talk about the broadly with the SME sector, manufacturing sector, what are the initiatives of the bank? Can you just elaborate on some things on Bank of Baroda's significant contribution to facilitate the export growth and the global competitiveness among the SME manufacturers?
Okay. So whenever you talk of exports, Salunkeji, you cannot lose your eyesight from the MSMEs, because in India, regardless of what is your turnover, so 1,000 crore company turnover also, if it does exports, it will be counted as an MSME, right? So, and 70% of the exporters are actually fall into the MSME bracket. So one, you cannot lose your eyesight or your focus from the exporters. That's point number one. Now what do? We have, of course, like all the banks, we have a special cell for the exports. We have Forex export officers in various MSME units. So in India, pan-India, see we have 8,000 plus branches, 8,300 to be precise, out of which, and we are 80,000 strong army, out of which we have culled out 365 specialized MSME branches, 19 large MSME branches, and over 100 processing cells who do only MSMEs. Now all these units which I'm talking of, they will have, unless it's a non-export zone completely, all of them have an export officer. So our export books are in excess of 20,000 crores in our bank. So MSME, we are at a 1.5 trillion book size, out of which good amount of that rests on the exports. So हमारा जो अगर आप वो देखें focus area है, export has always been our focus, and we have a fantastic portfolio also in exports. गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी बहुत आपने देखा होगा बहुत इम्पेटस है एक्सपोर्ट्स पे. Yeah, there are some global headwinds at the moment. So few countries have been kind of red flagged, and I'm sure all the banks would have done that. Otherwise, we are gung ho on exports. Whether in term, we give a T-bill pricing to exporters. Treasury bill पे हम lending करते हैं. So the prices are very less. ECGC coverage has also gone up. The premium has fallen. So I think it's a very अभी आपने पीयूष गोयल जी का आप सुनिए what kind of measures he has taken on the exports. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we are absolutely in sync with what government thinks about exports. So, if anyone has a specific question on exports, that can be handled separately. I'm sure because it varies from your requirement, it varies from the country where you're exporting, it varies from the understanding which that partner has overseas.
One more thing, you talk about the CGT SME as well as you talk about the mutual credit guarantee scheme.
जी.
Okay. उसमें अगर देखेंगे तो still there are not much penetration into the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So as a banker's point of view, how what basically you are expecting from the industries? How we can do that ice breaking to increase the lending
Yeah.
from the financial sector?
बिल्कुल. So Mahesh bhai, thank you for raising this issue. And I think there is one, I can just give one word reply to this is awareness. दुनिया में भारत में बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो हमको पता नहीं है कि होती हैं. Like for instance, I can tell you if I can ask this forum that how many of them actually know that Bank of Baroda, and other banks may also do it, Bank of Baroda has got specific scheme for women entrepreneurs. Bank of Baroda has got a specific scheme for defense suppliers. जो डिफेंस के सप्लाई में DRDO में सप्लाई करते हैं, इसरो में सप्लाई करते हैं, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस में जो पैनल्ड वेंडर्स हैं उनके लिए हमारी अलग स्कीम है. How many of you know that Bank of Baroda offers a doctor plus scheme which is only for the medical equipment के लिए अलग स्कीम है, कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट के लिए अलग है, कमर्शियल व्हीकल के लिए है. I mean, I can keep on going. There are, apart from the traditional working capital term loan जो हमेशा से बैंक देती आ रही है, we have got at least 15 schematic products aimed at a particular segment or sub-segment of the borrowers. चाहे वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो, ट्रांसपोर्टर हो, एक्सपोर्टर हो, women entrepreneur हो, medical professional हो. I mean, we all have schemes for them. Now, इसी लाइन पे अगर मैं देखूं, टुडे लोगों को CGTMSE की नाम जानते हैं, लेकिन CGTMSE की जानकारी इसलिए नहीं है. सो बिकॉज अभी कहीं पर आपने पढ़ा है कि 5 करोड़ है कि 10 करोड़ है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एज आई सेड इन माई स्पीच ऑल्सो, द लिमिट to all the MSMEs under the CGTMSE program has been enhanced from 5 to 10 crores. 10 करोड़ तक में आपका 75% बैंक या किसी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन को कवरेज मिलता है. Now, how do you approach the bank? When you go to the bank, you must say that, boss, ये तो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम है. Why are you asking for a collateral? Why is this CGTMSE given? CGTMSE is in lieu of the collateral. आप collateral, because India is a collateral challenged country. You are a collateral challenged entity. आपको बिजनेस बढ़ाना है, आप कोलैटरल कैसे बढ़ा सकते हैं? आज आपके पास 5 करोड़ की लिमिट है, उसके अगेंस्ट में मान लीजिए आपने 3 करोड़ का कोलैटरल दे दिया, 60% कवरेज है. अब आपको उस 5 करोड़ को 8 करोड़ करना है, लेकिन आपके पास प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है कोलैटरल देने के लिए. देयर कम्स एज अ रेस्क्यू इन फॉर्म ऑफ CGTMSE. एक और मैं आपको, चूंकि मित्तल साहब जब आप पूछ रहे थे कितने मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं, देखिए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, look at China and India. The basic comparison is China is actually, the economy has grown only at the behest of manufacturing. India, unfortunately, the manufacturing GDP is not growing. तो अभी आप देखिए जो गवर्नमेंट ने MCGCS स्कीम लाए हैं, वो म्यूचुअल क्रेडिट गारंटी स्कीम है. उसकी रूपरेखा थोड़ा सा बताना चाहता हूँ इन 30 सेकेंड्स. इट्स अ स्कीम जहाँ पे 100 करोड़ तक का प्रोजेक्ट, 10 करोड़ तक का तो आपका CGTMSE कवरेज है, लेकिन अब मान लिया आपको बड़ा यूनिट डालना है, 100 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट डालना है, तो वहाँ पे लेकिन उनका एक राइडर है, वहाँ पे आपको 60% गारंटी कवरेज दे रही है NCGTC. लेकिन उसमें एक शर्त है, शर्त ये कि 75% उसमें जो है वो टर्म लोन के फॉर्म में आपका होना चाहिए थ्रू दी प्लांट एंड मशीनरी बाइंग में. इसका मतलब क्या है? सरकार मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को पुश करना चाहती है. प्लांट एंड मशीनरी कौन लेगा? सर्विस सेक्टर वाला आदमी तो लेगा नहीं, ट्रेडर तो लेगा नहीं. सो देयरफॉर द गवर्नमेंट वांट्स टू पुश द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बाय इंक्रीजिंग the project cost limit to 100 crores. You tell me how many MSMEs in India will actually have a 100 crore project cost? They'll be in few numbers. तो गवर्नमेंट इसको पुश करना चाहती है. मैं कहता हूँ, and it is your, आपका भी onerous responsibility and associations like you. I was in Ahmedabad yesterday. Day before I was in Rajkot. The only thing which I am telling to all these such forum is that please आप लोग awareness लाइए. आप जितना aware होंगे, देखिए ethics, compliance ये सब तो बट नेचुरल है. कोई आपसे, मैं जब नौकरी करता हूँ मुझसे लोग ये नहीं पूछते कि आप ईमानदार हैं कि नहीं. मैंने आई एम सपोज टू बी ऑनेस्ट. आई डोंट टेल दैट आई एम ऑनेस्ट. सो से फॉर कॉम्प्लायंस और ये गवर्नेंस की बात है, वो तो इट इज़ बट नेचुरल, वो आपके डीएनए में होना चाहिए. लेकिन ये जानकारी कि व्हाट ऑल आई कैन गेट फ्रॉम द बैंक एंड फ्रॉम द ट्रेडिशनल वे, उसका जो डिपार्चर हुआ है, आई थिंक दैट अवेयरनेस लाइज अ लॉट ऑन यू गाइज ऑल्सो. वी ट्राई एंड थ्रू द क्रेडिट आउटरीच प्रोग्राम हमें बताने की कोशिश करते हैं.
So that's the reason basically we arrange these kind of programs and give the platform for the networking as well as awareness programs for the industries. Now coming to the point to Mittalji. Mittalji, see it's a now digital era. Yeah. And how suppose first time borrower agar koi hai, and how if you wanted to come on your platform, it should he should feel some sort of you can say कि भाई मेरा डेटा है, मैं कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर कर रहा हूँ या मैं कुछ फाइनेंशियल शेयर कर रहा हूँ. सो थोड़ा सा हिचक होती रहती है. सो हाउ यू बेसिकली एड्रेस दीज क्वेरीज?
वेरी इनफैक्ट वेरिड पॉइंट. मुझे लगता है काफ़ी लोगों का ये मन में भी क्वेश्चन होगा कि मैं ऐसे कैसे डेटा दे दूँ, राइट? सो द गुड थिंग इज़ अभी जो रिसेंट गाइडलाइंस आई हैं विद रेफरेंस टू डेटा प्रोटेक्शन, वी आर ए कंपनी विच इज़ अबाइड बाय दैट दोज रूल्स. और हम कोई भी डेटा, जैसे मैंने बीच में बोला भी था, किसी भी पर्सन से या एंटिटी से इंक्लूडिंग फाइनेंसर से तब तक शेयर नहीं करते हैं, नहीं कर सकते हैं रादर बाय लॉ, जब तक आप स्पेसिफिक कंसेंट नहीं देंगे. तो होगा क्या, जब आप डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करेंगे सबसे पहले तो वहीं पे आपसे पूछ लिया जाएगा और कि आपका डेटा किसी से शेयर करना है कि नहीं. फिर जब आपका एनालिसिस हो जाएगा और वी विल से ओके लेट अस से एज पर द एनालिसिस आपके ये 5 फाइनेंसर हैं जिनसे हम डेटा शेयर कर सकते हैं, और आप बाई चांस बोलते हैं नहीं यार ये XYZ से मत करो, तो वी विल नॉट डू दैट. ठीक है. नंबर 2, जो जैसे मैंने बीच में सर्टिफिकेशन दिखाए थे, एनक्रिप्शन 256 बिट्स एनक्रिप्शन है अपने डेटा वेबसाइट का और ऐप का, तो इट इज़ क्वाइट ए सिक्योर वन, जहाँ पे मतलब हमने कभी देखा नहीं है पिछले इतने साल में कि हमारे ऊपर कोई हैकिंग हो गया, कुछ हो गया इस टाइप से. बहुत सारे आजकल न्यूज़ में आते हैं, तो वैसा कभी आज तक टचवुड हुआ नहीं है. सो डेटा इज इन ए वेरी वेरी प्रोटेक्टेड एनवायरनमेंट. सो thirdly, we are also kind of regulated, indirectly regulated by those financiers. So tomorrow if I do some transaction with Bank of Baroda or Bank of India or anyone, they also check ki whether our website, our app, our systems, our processes are properly done or not, because they are also exposed, right? So that way we do. Additional point, जब फर्स्ट टाइम अगर कोई बोरोवर भी है, जनरली सपोज यू हैव नॉट बोरोड एनीथिंग एंड यू स्टिल नॉट वेरी मच अवेयर कि मैं काम कैसे करना चाहता हूँ. In today's world, especially I saw a lot of people have lesser turnover, smaller turnover. Please have your proper digital footprint. So other than the financial document, nowadays I see financiers are very smart. They also look at your digital footprint. How are you known in the digital world? क्या आपकी वेबसाइट है, क्या आपका सोशल मीडिया हैंडल है, क्या आप प्रॉपर पोस्ट कर रहे हो. सो दे आल्सो लुक एट ऑल दोज थिंग्स, राइट? सो GST रजिस्ट्रेशन है, कई बारी बहुत सारी एंटिटीज हैं जिनका टर्नओवर बहुत ही कम है, दे डोंट रजिस्टर फॉर GST. आई विल स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड इवन इफ यू हैव लेसर टर्नओवर, ऑल्दो इस यहाँ पर शायद नहीं है, बट इट्स बेटर टू गेट रजिस्टर्ड विद द रेगुलेटर्स एंड एवरीथिंग, सो दैट इट गिव्स यू बेटर विजिबिलिटी इन द सिस्टम. सो दैट इज हाउ it is not just about financials, but lot of non-financial data also analyzed by the lenders nowadays. So better you have those data also available with you.
One more thing, sir. See, banks are here, financial institutions are here. They are aggressive for the lending, and manufacturers or industries are also very keen to have a affordable financing, yeah, and timely financing. But then also there are some gaps. Communication gaps are happening, and what is your experience basically, yeah, to cut down that timing, yeah, and how we can resolve those queries basically? What is your experience?
So I think there is a lot of development which has already happened. पहले ऐसा होता था, जैसे मैंने बोला कि आप फिजिकल डॉक्यूमेंट दे रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं, वो सब खत्म हो गया। ऑल फाइनेंसर्स इंक्लूडिंग बैंक्स, इंक्लूडिंग पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स, आई विल से, थोड़ा हमारे माइंड में रहता है ना, पीएसयू है तो स्लो होएगा, पता नहीं कैसे होगा, वो 5 बार जाना पड़ेगा। दैट एरा इज एक्चुअली ओवर नाउ। Even when we submit document to them digitally, they also have system processes in place to analyze those documents digitally. अभी जैसे मैंने बोला कि मान लीजिए सबसे मुश्किल काम, जब मैं बैंक में था तो लगता था, हम लोग तभी सेविंग बैंक का अकाउंट में इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेशन मैनुअली करते थे। सो नाउ बैंक स्टेटमेंट, बीएसए में क्या हो रहा है, बैंक स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस में आप जितने मर्जी बैंक की स्टेटमेंट, मतलब 1 बैंक, 2 बैंक, 10 बैंक और मल्टीपल बैंक्स, नंबर 1 मल्टीपल मंथ्स, मतलब 1 महीने की करके 12-12 महीने की स्टेटमेंट डाले, तो मान लो 5 बैंक है तो 60 स्टेटमेंट आपने डाली है। दैट एनालिसिस टेक्स 1 मिनट। और अगर वो और जो बैंक स्टेटमेंट एनालाइजिंग कंपनीज हैं, दे आर लिमिटेड कंपनीज, राइट, जब वो एनालाइज करके जा रही है तो दैट इज ट्रस्टेड डॉक्यूमेंट बाय द फाइनेंसर ऑल्सो। एट फर्स्ट कट दे विल एक्सेप्ट कि हाँ यार बिलमार्ट ने ये डॉक्यूमेंट भेजा है, या ये बैंक स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस भेजा है, या जीएसटी एनालिसिस भेजा है, तो सही होगा, क्योंकि इट इज ऑल्सो वेरीफाइड बाय सिस्टम्स एंड थिंग। इट्स नॉट कि मैंने अपनी मर्जी से कुछ लिख के भेज दिया है। सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स विच वर अर्लियर टेकिंग लॉट ऑफ टाइम आर नॉट टेकिंग एनी टाइम नाउ। Only time which I think goes in decision making in terms of when there are some I will say deviations. Okay, my policy says 750, let us say 700 इन्होंने बोला था स्कोर, सिबिल स्कोर 700, अब आपका 699 है, सिस्टम विल थ्रो इट आउट। यू हैव टू मे बी नो देन से कि वाई इट इज 699 और प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा। एंड ट्रस्ट में ऑन दिस, आप लोग शायद मानेंगे नहीं इस बात को, ज़्यादातर टाइम पे प्रॉब्लम हो रही है कि हम डॉक्यूमेंट या डेटा या इन्फॉर्मेशन मांग रहे हैं बोरोवर से, वो देने में 10 दिन लगा रहे हैं। मतलब आई एम नॉट फेवरिंग लेंडर्स बट इट्स ए फैक्ट नाउ। उनसे बोले सर दे दो, अभी मेरा सीए नहीं है, अभी मेरा ऑडिटर नहीं है, अभी मेरा वो नहीं है, अभी मैं ट्रैवल कर रहा हूँ। तो इट इज़ गुड नाउ डेज दैट यू सबमिट डॉक्यूमेंट। आजकल तो कहीं से भी कर सकते हैं ना, मोबाइल फ़ोन से ही मंगाओ और सबमिट कर दो। एवरीथिंग इज डिजिटल, एवरीथिंग इज ऐप बेस्ड, सो इट्स फार ईजियर टू गेट क्रेडिट नाउ डेज। पहले ऐसा होता था, हम बैंक वाले वर्ड यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, सॉरी, डिपॉजिट मांगते थे, राइट। नाउ दे आर टारगेट्स फॉर लेंडिंग। मतलब आज से 20 साल पहले मैं बैंक में था तब तो कभी बोलते ही नहीं थे कि लोन देना है ना, लोन देना है तो बंद ही कर दो दरवाजा। नाउ तो देर आर टारगेट्स फॉर लेंडिंग, सो देर इज लॉट मोर डिमांड बाय द फाइनेंसर्स टू ब्रिंग बोरोवर्स, नॉट ब्रिंग डिपॉजिटर्स। तो डिमांड उल्टी साइड में है। ओनली थिंग हमें हमारा हिसाब किताब थोड़ा ठीक रखना है, कैश ट्रांजेक्शन वगैरह मत करो, कुछ भी फालतू की एंट्री मत करो, अपनी थोड़ा ध्यान से करो। मतलब जब उन्होंने बोला ना, एक वर्ड है, अगर हम डिलीजेंटली काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो देयर आर मोर पीपल विलिंग टू फाइनेंस यू। मैं आपको ये बोल सकता हूँ, मैं अगर बिलमार्ट में डाल रहा हूँ कोई, तो 5 लेंडर खड़े हुए देने के लिए, एक तरीके से कंपटीशन है, राइट। तो वी शुड यूज़ दैट। ओनली थिंग वी हैव टू बी वेरी डिलीजेंट, वेरी वेरी। आजकल सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस की। इन्होंने अवेयरनेस बोला है ना, मैं बोलता हूँ कॉर्पोरेट, आपका सिस्टम सही रखो बस, बाकी सब लोन वोन सब मिलता है बड़े आराम से। थैंक यू।
So you have 30 plus financial institutions.
Yeah, we have
on
around
board.
40 financiers on
40
our
financial
platform. Yes.
institutions. 10 financial institutions.
Yes, sir. हाँ जी।
चलो, thank you sir, thank you very much. Now I'll come to the Amit Kumar ji. For what is the basically your bank role for the helping SMEs to adopt innovative financial models such as supply financing, co-lending, and meeting the requirement of capital financing to the SMEs?
Just let me tell you, as Bank of Baroda head says, now like retail products, we are bringing out schematic products in MSME so that lending can be faster. And almost in last 1.5 year, I have seen at least 20 schematic products have come out for equipment finance, this vehicle finance, this in welcome offer also just I discussed, where if you are purchasing a machinery, I am not saying if you are fit in that particular welcome offer criteria, then we are not asking collateral there actually. Whatever margin you are bringing in, we are financing that all. Only thing is, as your due diligence should be proper and your data should be proper, then we are fast. So Bank of India is bringing out products and definitely will bring out products. As apart from that, I'll tell you, this trades platform, the turnover requirement is high there, but I'll tell you only one thing, rate of interest in this particular trades platform goes 6%, 7%. So lot of competition among banks to finance to the bills uploaded on the TRACE platform. So that is what, and Bank of India is very much participant in all these forms. Bank of India has got its own supply chain solutions, then dealer financing facilities. Now we are trying to bring Tata Motors and all these dealers, sale, for example, sale. We have got a dealer finance for the sale program, dealer finance program for the sale. If you are purchasing material from more than 25% material from the sale, then we have got that particular dealer finance solution. So like that, Bank of India is bringing lots of solutions to help MSME get the credit at a faster time frame actually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I'll come to the Nitinji. Nitinji, how does L&T Sufin digital marketplace improve the transparencies and efficiency for SME manufacturers looking to expand their B2B trade footprint into domestic as well as the international market?
Right, sir. So I'll talk about domestic because we have still not got international, and maybe another 2 years we are already in the plan. Another couple of years we will go international also. So as of now, sir, transparency is concerned. So we provide the entire dashboard to the buyer and seller, so they can see all the transactions. Subsequently, as far as efficiency is concerned, sir, so whenever you are as a buyer going out and looking for some product, maybe if you are a regular buyer who is buying from the regular supplier, then anyway you are getting your source quickly. But then many times you require some special products. So that time you might have to look, you might have to talk, and then you have to check the reliability of the buyer, maybe the efficiency of the buyer delivery, whether the financially he is sound. So in all those cases, you just have to come on the platform, maybe type, maybe the special kind of product, whatever you are requiring. So immediately, maybe within same day, you will get a quotes. Now, subsequently, there could be still a challenge that, okay, whether whatever quote I am getting is actually as per my specifications. So immediately, we have got a chat bot on our platform. We also have our physical presence of buyer relationship manager and call center who can immediately make sure that the buyer and seller interact. So that efficiency of time is there. Once you get your product, you get your supplier, you immediately start interacting with them.
Thank you, Nitinji. Any other questions to the panelist? Can you please pass on some more mic?
Good morning, this is Rajiv. It was nice to hear all of you giving so much support to all the businesses, particularly the SMEs and MSMEs. I'm into merchant exports. After a long tenure into corporate world, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. I banked with one of the banks for which the officials are sitting here. My turnover was 1.5 CR last year. Mittalji was asking different categories, so I was waiting for my hand to go up that level. Anyways, so my particular question is that I've been trying for this CGT MSME funding from one of the two banks for which the officials are sitting here. They are not able to find out a way to finance me. They don't, they don't understand where to put the first charge and the secondary charge. So this is my problem. I've been talking to them for the last 2 years. While you are funding all the manufacturing units, what about the merchant exporters? I think that is a big community in India. And I'm a merchant exporter, continuing for the last 5 years. Thank you.
Here we can look for EPC or foreign bill FBN, that is post shipment finance you can avail actually. Pre shipment or post shipment finance you can avail actually.
I have been talking all this to your bank. I deal with your bank. There are 3 managers who have changed in the branch. I went to your zonal office also. They are not able to give me a solution.
Which branch you are talking?
I bank with the Bank of India, Pune main branch.
Pune main branch.
And I've also been to your zonal office, met your AGM. I feel that they are not able to, possibly whatever you people are saying, the communication doesn't go down.
What we'll do, sir, we'll talk in a break.
Fair enough. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
nothing against you
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
I just raised my concern.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure there are many others who are facing the same problem. Just because now they say, had you had a warehouse, it would have been easier for you. Now I am not going to have a fixed cost just because of availing that loan. I'm going on. I mean, my business is going on. I just want to expand.
Just we'll speak one to one, sir.
Sure.
In a break. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other query, any other suggestion?
Now, meanwhile, just my thought, sir, my thought is that nobody feels that they complain. The whole idea we go, bankers come here is to understand the problem. This does not solve one person's problem. If one person raises, this actually solves for hundreds of people, right? So it's good to raise, and all these people are here for that purpose only. Why they will come otherwise all the way?
So, should I ask question?
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
So basically, I'm into MSME developmental activities, and I came across various MSME startups daily, and we have 3,500 connect with our organization. And the main concern about the startups who are looking for setting up the projects from the lenders, or you can say financial institution, is about their bankers policy, because seed capital, their own owners capital, and the subsidy related, because there is a gap between the government policy and the bankers policy. And definitely your loan syndication process, because it definitely takes time, scheme information and other things. Means we, as a SME chamber and other organization who are into MSME development, we are taking initiative, but still there is a gap. Startup are not availing the funds which they are asking, which they are looking for, with a better, bigger canvas picture, which can have their business growth in a proper way. And also there is a lack of a window where they can get a proper know-how of what basic subsidy or basic product can be availed. Because every banker, I definitely respect, because everybody is busy, but every bankers, managers, assistant managers are busy at their day-to-day working, and the customers, they don't get a proper information. There is a lot of detailed literature, but communication is a proper way. So that is also lacking, wherein startups are not able to move ahead freely again. So.
Madam, in this I'll just tell you, there are two schemes from the government. Actually, one is PMAGP, which says 5% margin money. Okay, another is CMAGP, where also 5% margin money. So, for projects up to 1 crore, there is a 12.5 lakhs subsidy from the government, depending on who is that woman beneficiary, special category or general category. If general category, then 15% subsidy is there, 10% they have to bring in margin. So these schemes are very well known, and we do proposals from these schemes only. Bank of India as well as public sector bank, I'll tell you, mostly public sector banks only deal in these particular schemes actually. No private banks comes. And one more fact I'll tell you, in COVID, during the COVID periods, only public sector banks only helped economy. Private banks, they were not came upfront to help the people. 20%, 30%, whatever government has said, ELGS, we have asked the customer, please come and take. And we have given actually.
Yes, that
Sir,
is
you want
true.
to add
In fact, yes, sir.
So, ma'am, thank you for raising this question, and this is something which I keep hearing in every forum. देखिए स्टार्टअप की अगर हम बात करें, you're essentially asking for startups, and I know last month I was addressing one similar startup, only where the women startup was there. It's called a V Hub in Telangana in Hyderabad. So it's a very big association where only women entrepreneurs come forward. So I was invited there as a keynote speaker, and I see normally a startup की अगर आप बात करें तो जैसे इन्होंने बताया 1 करोड़ तक के प्रोजेक्ट के लिए ऑफ कोर्स द गवर्नमेंट हैज पुट द इम्पेटस इन टर्म्स ऑफ PMEGP प्रोग्राम विच इज द एम्प्लॉयमेंट जो जनरेशन प्रोग्राम. नॉर्मली द स्टार्टअप्स दे लैच ऑन टू हु द वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट्स, क्योंकि कोई भी स्टार्टअप क्या होता है, स्टार्टअप शुरुआत होती है एक आइडिएशन से, एक आइडिया से. आइडिया को कभी भी कोई बैंक फंड नहीं करता है, उसको VC फंड करता है. अब उस आइडिया को अगर आप किसी प्रोजेक्ट के शेप में ला सकते हैं, तब उसमें आपको डेट की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी, वहां पे फिर बैंक आपको मदद करेगा. So you have to first, distinguish between an ideation and a project. If it is a project, bank will definitely be interested. If anything is beyond 1 crores, government has come out with a guarantee scheme which is called CGSS, Credit Guarantee for Startups. I just told in my speech in the morning that this has been raised to 20 crores now. ये पहले 10 करोड़ हुआ करता था, now there are 20 crores, and इसके लिए आपका प्रॉफिटेबल बैलेंस शीट होने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. You must not have a cash loss, but आपका you can have a loss making balance sheet, you may not be a vintage firm. ऐसा आपके experience, it's a brilliant scheme. From Bank of Baroda, I can tell you, we have a startup cell at our corporate office. Alongside, we have got 15 startup cells situated in various parts of the country, जहाँ केवल startup के लोग हमारे पास हैं. So they will help you out. We have someone in Pune also. We have our DGM out here. He will definitely help you out. We have one in Mumbai. We have in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon. So we have Calcutta. So we have these startup cells across the country which help these startup companies. So you please reach out to them. We'll love to kind of support you.
Thank you, sir. But still, we expect more facilitation from the institutional level for startups.
मैम इसमें एक स्मॉल पॉइंट है which is my observation beyond this what is spoken. See, startups are started by someone who is expert in one particular domain, right? Mostly technology nowadays. So the people who start a new business, their domain lies in the product, not in the financials, mostly. Now the problem happens that they are not really well versed with the entire process of financing. Okay. So obviously tech people are pure tech people. They have built something very great website, great mobile application. But if you ask them balance sheet, they really don't have idea. So it is good that when you are supporting them, there are someone who is taking care of the financial aspect. They don't even say, I have seen, don't even pay GST on time. Now, if your startup is not paying GST on time, people will not finance, right? You will say he's always delaying, there are penalties, charges, he has not paid something on time, so there are fees and all. So we need to kind of take care of that one aspect. Which I said, non-financial parameters are more important sometimes. So we have to just guide them. So if you are supporting this ecosystem, provide this kind of support where somebody guides them on the financial aspects.
There is also one मिले भरना पड़ेगा 20 lakhs तक whatever.
40 lakh तक GST registration.
But again startups या फिर जो new business वाले उनको GST लेना पड़ता है क्योंकि उनको उनके vendors को देना पड़ता है, उनको GST का credit बनाना होता है.
You are right.
So ultimately वो जो 10-20 लाख का है वो चला जाता है. So here comes the government policy and bankers policy या फिर social जो भी हम transaction करते हैं acceptance credibility. तो ये जो gaps है they are still there and 20 लाख का subsidy announce करने के बाद भी business owner को definitely GST लेना ही पड़ता है तुरंत क्योंकि आपको GST का तभी आपका जो rank client है या फिर जो business है वो eligible इसमें आ जाता है.
In fact, you are right. मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले यही बोला था. Even if GST is not applicable, it is a hygiene tool. Okay. जैसे वेबसाइट कोई नहीं बोलता मैंडेटरी है, but it is good tool to have. उससे क्या होता है आपका एक तरीके से क्रेडिबिलिटी बढ़ता है. थोड़ा एफर्ट है, थोड़ा रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने में कोई एफर्ट नहीं, आराम से GST रजिस्टर होता है. अगर आपकी GST एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, नील की रिटर्न फाइल करो, राइट? या थोड़ा सा है तो बहुत वेरी मिनिमल कॉस्ट पे GST फाइलिंग होती है. मतलब किसी को कंसल्ट करके 1000 रुपये महीना में भर देगा वो. बट इट इज़ वेरी गुड टूल टू क्रिएट देयर क्रेडिबिलिटी कि मैं GST रजिस्टर्ड हूँ. बहुत सारे बड़े वेंडर हैं वो नॉन GST वाले से काम ही नहीं करते हैं. ये इंटरनल पॉलिसी है, राइट? उसमें बैंक कुछ नहीं बोलता. बट लाइक वाइज सेइंग देयर आर मेनी टूल्स विच आर वेरी हेल्पफुल इफ यू बिल्ड देम. तो प्लीज एजुकेट देम. जो इन्होंने बोला था अवेयरनेस कि आपको GST का रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, मान लिया, लेकिन कर लो रजिस्ट्रेशन. तो बहुत मिनिमल कॉस्ट, जितना खर्चा आप कर रहे हो ना बाकी डिजिटल मार्केटिंग के ऊपर, गूगल एड्स के ऊपर, उसके मुकाबले थोड़ा सा खर्चा है, बट इट्स हेल्पफुल.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
इसमें एक चीज़ और ऐड करूंगा मैडम. अभी नया कोई फाइनेंस के लिए आ रहा है बंदा, वो बोल रहा है कि मेरा 1 करोड़ का टर्नओवर मैं करने वाला हूँ. उसने दिया प्रोजेक्शन और जब 1 करोड़ का बोल रहा है मैं टर्नओवर करूँगा और वो GST नहीं लेगा तो वो बैंक कैसे एक्सेप्ट करेगा उसको? फ्रैंकली ये सोचिए ना आप एक्चुअली मैडम. तो वो करना बेटर है आपके लिए, वो सही है एक्चुअली.
But in that case, financial institution should put a request to the Ministry of Finance कि अगर आपको कुछ schemes देने हैं तो वो GST से हटाओ 20 लाख वहाँ से लेके दूसरी जगह पे divert करो.
Ma'am, we can, discussions will go on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, I will not take the panelist time.
No, fine, thank you.
Another query.
Any other question? Gentlemen.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. So we are into manufacturing of VH bands. Sir, we are into manufacturing of VH bands for last 5 years. We already have exports in Dubai and the GCC countries. Now, any one of the panelists can answer what will be the effect of this new imposition of tariffs by the Trump government.
You should better ask the ministry or Mr. Trump himself. So, my personal thought. I'm not an academician or economist, but what I believe is that आप जिस industry की बात कर रहे हैं, this industry will remain insulated from this. ये मेरा सोचना है. Many people may different. See, it is going to impact few industries for sure, particularly the exports. Earlier when we thought it was 25% शायद फार्मा इसके बाहर आएगा, लेकिन अब फार्मा भी शायद इसके दायरे में आ जाएगा. So textile, pharma, gems and jewelry is big time. Yes, they will get impacted. These are the three industries which I think will get adversely impacted. बाकी सब में मैंने अपनी स्पीच में बोला था we are a self sustainable economy. हमको हमारा डोमेस्टिक ही इतना रिक्वायरमेंट है और एक्सपोर्ट में भी जहाँ जहाँ हम करते हैं ऐसा नहीं कि सब जगह इम्पैक्ट आएगा. तो मेरा ये सोच है कि आप जिस इंडस्ट्री की बात कर रहे हैं उसमें इसका इम्पैक्ट नहीं आएगा.
So you want to say something?
Hi, Viren Joshi here. Just listening to the queries here. I used to work with a very large American company. I met you, Mr. Amit. Thank you. I met Mr. Amit Kumar also. Just had a nice chat with Mr. Bhattacharya. His speech was very good, by the way. But listening to the two comments, and because I worked with a large organization, banked with Pune's all the bankers, and was treated well, as an entrepreneur now, and on behalf of all of them and myself, I still feel the trickle down from the policies of the government to the corporate office, down to your branches, is not happening. I think many of them will feel that we could be much better reception given in terms of help. That help nahi milta hai. The day-to-day what we require, and what many of them require is very little. Some working capital, some term loan, but the branch managers or the people at the branches or in your zonal office, I think they need to be more receptive. Their favorite, at least in my case, I saw them throwing back at me, collateral though. Somebody said, "Ghar de do," and I'm saying, "But ghar kyun dena? You don't need it. You've got a government scheme." And I was educating that bank, whoever it was, to say, "But the scheme is CJVC scheme is not even 5 crores, it's 10 crores." And I had a paper with me. Saying, "No, it's 5 crores still." And I'm asking for far less than 5 crores. I think on behalf of everybody, my request to all of you, with all the powers that you have, can you help all of us? And I'm being very honest. I approached Mr. Mahesh. I said, "Help me. You know, you've got contacts with all the banks. Chandrakantji is on the RBI governor. This." I said, "Help us in some way." I think that's where we all need help. I mean, I understand everything that you said today, but there's a lot of support missing down the line. So that's my one request to all of you. Help us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Friends, here we will sum up this session. We will have a 10 minutes tea break, networking break. If you have any questions to the panelists, please feel to reach out to them, ask your questions, ask your queries. And once again, thank you very much for the panelists for sharing their views and their thoughts. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. And I will request panelists for the group photograph.